When John R. Buchtel saw the cornerstone laid for Buchtel College, he pledged that the new school, built on a hilltop overlooking the city, would be an institution of honor and pride to Akron and the state. It was the first of many promises that over the next 150 years, the University of Akron would make and keep to students and the community. When rubber reigned in our city, we offered the world's first courses in rubber chemistry and one of the nation's first engineering co-op programs. When the country went to battle, we helped develop synthetic rubber for Allied forces. And when the region was said to rust, we led the world in polymer science and advanced materials. Now, we're raising up the next generation of leaders in biomimicry, corrosion engineering, cybersecurity, sustainability, and more. Holding fast to the promise of our founder, we're ready to meet every challenge, to forge new paths, and climb new heights. We are Akron, and together we rise.
The University of Akron is more than a college or campus.
It's a connection to the community.
To the thousands of opportunities right here in Northeast Ohio.
And to the partnerships with employers and organizations.
Like the LeBron James Family Foundation, where we connect kids to life-changing possibilities.
It's the strength of UA, this city, and these connections.
It's where students make an impact on their community and in the world.
While still making an impact
In the classroom.
On the track.
In the boardroom.
and in my community.
That's what makes us the University of Akron.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
We're here.
Making our way
Through the semester.
Finding solutions.
Getting creative.
Getting creative.
getting creative.
Getting creative.
Doing our part.
Our part.
Our part.
For the greater good.
While always helping each other.
As Zips.
That's what we do.
Together we rise.
We are Akron.
What we make right here at the University of Akron
Holds up under pressure.
What we make climbs the ladder and leads to record highs.
What we make lifts us all.
And makes us all better.
With everything we make, everyone rises.
Please be seated. Mr. President, the candidates are assembled.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gary Miller. It's my great honor to be president of the University of Akron. It's my privilege to extend a very cordial welcome to all of you who have joined us for the 221 commencement ceremony of the University of Akron School of Law. Today we're gathered in formal convocation to celebrate the 96th commencement exercises of the University of Akron School of Law. In celebrating our graduates, we also proudly recall that this past year marked the 150th anniversary of the University of Akron, and that this year, 2021, marks the 100th anniversary of the School of Law. Will you please rise and join Professor Carolyn Desson in singing our national anthem? Thank you, Carol. It's my pleasure now to ask Dean C.J. Peters to extend his greetings and begin with introductions. Dean Peters.
Members of the Board of Trustees, President, oh, yes, please be seated, everyone. Sorry. Appreciate it. It's not that hot out, but still, we don't want you standing for the entire ceremony. Members of the Board of Trustees, President Miller, University Vice Presidents, Deans, and other officials, School of Law, faculty colleagues, members of the 2021 graduating class, and honored guests, thank you for joining us at this commencement celebration. Welcome, graduates, and congratulations. This class is the 96th to graduate from the school since its founding in 1921 as the Akron Law School. Today, the school will increase the ranks of its alumni to 8,603. On your journey to this achievement, you've been supported in so many ways by your parents, spouses, partners, friends, and other loved ones. In many cases, they have worked and sacrificed much to help you achieve this dream. So it is appropriate that we begin by inviting the families and friends of our graduates to please rise and let our graduates recognize you. Family and friends, please stand up. Thank you. You can be seated. We will begin with a few important introductions. First and foremost, we are joined by representatives of our distinguished faculty. Will the faculty please rise to be acknowledged? We are honored to have with us members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Akron, and I ask that they stand as I call their names and remain standing. Vice Chair, Mrs. Olivia P. DeMoss of Richfield. Trustee, Mr. Michael J. Dowling of Massillon. And student trustees, Taylor A. Bennington of Akron and Mackenzie K. Grzanix of Cuyahoga Falls. We are pleased to have with us members of the University of Akron administration, including Provost John Winsick, and other members of the administration. Please rise to be acknowledged. And we're likewise honored to have with us today Yvette Mcgee Brown, a partner at the international law firm of Jones Day and former justice of the Supreme Court of Ohio. Ms. Mcgee Brown, will you please rise? Now, all of you, please join me in greeting and welcoming our trustees, administrators, faculty, and special guests. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. And I now ask Mrs. DeMoss, Vice Chair of the University of Akron Board of Trustees, to extend greetings on behalf of the board.
Thank you, Dean Peters. Good afternoon. As a graduate of the University of Akron School of Law, I am especially honored to be here on behalf of the University Board of Trustees to offer a warm welcome to our guests and especially to the 2021 School of Law graduating class. Graduates, you are the primary reason why this university exists. And we thank you for entrusting us with your higher education. You had many options from which to choose, and we sincerely hope your Akron experience has proven that you chose wisely. In addition to conveying our gratitude, we want you to know that we appreciate and applaud your accomplishments here. Through great effort and perseverance, you have seized opportunities to broaden and sharpen your thinking, expand your worldview, attain professional and personal growth, and become educated citizens. Now, you will have more and greater opportunities to thrive, to contribute, and to serve. My fellow trustees and I wish that the journey awaiting you will be filled with good health, good fortune, and continued success, and will from time to time lead you back here to your alma mater. We're honored to join with your families, friends, and faculty in celebrating this important milestone. Congratulations.
Thank you, Trustee DeMoss. The University of Akron School of Law is now honored to welcome our commencement speaker, Yvette Mcgee Brown. Ms. Mcgee Brown offers a wonderful example of a lawyer who's excelled in both the private and public sectors. She practiced law, served as a common pleas court judge, and developed and led a child and family advocacy center on her way to becoming a justice of the Supreme Court of Ohio. All the while, she's devoted her time and talents to numerous professional, civic, and volunteer organizations and corporate boards. A series of firsts defines her judicial and professional career. In 1992, she became the first African-American woman elected to the Franklin County Common Pleas Court. She was the founding president of the Center for Child and Family Advocacy at Nationwide Children's Hospital. And in January 2011, she became the first African-American woman to serve as a justice on the Supreme Court of Ohio. She was appointed to the court by former Ohio Governor Ted Strickland to fill the seat vacated by Justice Maureen O'Connor, who became Chief Justice. Today, Ms. Mcgee Brown is the partner in charge of diversity, inclusion, and advancement at Jones Day, where she represents clients in litigation and appellate matters. Ms. Mcgee Brown was elected to the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, Domestic Relations, and Juvenile Division in 1992. As lead juvenile court judge, she led the creation of the Family Drug Court and the SMART program, a truancy and educational neglect intervention program. She served on the Common Pleas bench until 2002, when she retired from the bench to create the Center for Child and Family Advocacy at Nationwide Children's Hospital. That center is a multidisciplinary child abuse and family violence prevention program that co-locates prevention, assessment, treatment, research, and advocacy services for children and families experiencing abuse. In addition to her professional work, Ms. Mcgee Brown is an active community and corporate leader. She serves on the National Council for the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law and the Board of Directors for Encova Insurance, Claremont McKenna College, and the African American Leadership Academy. She's also served on the boards of directors for Ohio University, M.I. Homes, Fifth Third Bank of Central Ohio, and the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption. She's a former chair of the United Way of Central Ohio, the Ohio State University Alumni Association, and the YWCA Columbus Board of Directors. Savoy Magazine recognized her as one of the 2019 most influential women in corporate America, and she was honored by the American Red Cross as Humanitarian of the Year in 2019. She's included in the Best Lawyers of America, including 2020 Lawyer of the Year. The American Lawyer recently recognized her as a Midwest trailblazer. She's been inducted into the Ohio Women's Hall of Fame and the Central Ohio Business Hall of Fame. Ms. Mcgee Brown was born to a single teenage mother in Columbus's East Side who worked 2 jobs to provide for her family. Early in life, her mother and grandmother instilled in her the importance of education and hard work. She graduated from Ohio University with a degree in journalism and public relations. She earned her Juris Doctorate from the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law. She has honorary degrees from Urbana University, Ohio Dominican University, and Wilberforce University. Ms. Mcgee Brown has 3 adult children and 2 grandchildren, and she's married to Tony Brown, a retired educator. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished speaker, Ms. Yvette Mcgee Brown.
Well, congratulations, graduates. I know that I'm standing between you and your diploma, but it is my great honor to be with you. I sat where you are sitting 36 years ago, and I can tell you it goes fast. To the dean and the president, the distinguished faculty, and of course to all of you, thank you for having me here and congratulations. I also want to say congratulations to 2 of my future colleagues who will be joining Jones Day. That's Emily Winburn and Matt Motorman. We can't wait for you to get here. We've got lots of work for you to do. And I will tell you that our Akron lawyers are really brilliant, so no pressure on your part. In preparing for this occasion, I thought about what I would say to you. What's it like to be a lawyer in 2021? You have gone through COVID, and the world has changed really so much since I graduated. And I thought about how do I convey to you that this profession, a profession I love, built on integrity, the rule of law, honesty, and trust, will provide more to you than you can ever imagine from where you're sitting now. I guess I'd start by saying I love being a lawyer. I love being a lawyer. There's nothing like when you walk into a room and somebody asks you what you do and you go, I'm a lawyer. And you see that look of surprise on their face. I came to this profession with very limited, in fact, no expectations. I landed in law school because a professor at Ohio University suggested that I should go. She said that I could compete at a top-tier law school. But never did I imagine, when I was sitting where you are now, that I would end up on the Ohio Supreme Court, that I would be part of Ohio's history, or that I'd be the first Black woman elected to the Franklin County Common Pleas Court. And I can promise you I never saw Jones Day in my future. I never imagined that I would be a big law corporate lawyer. But different opportunities kept presenting themselves, and I discovered that having a law degree makes you fearless. In fact, as you've heard, I've done just about everything you can do with a law degree because I have been unafraid of failure. I've been in the public sector, I've been elected, I've been in the private sector, I've done community service and corporate service. With each opportunity that's been presented to me, the thing I've always asked myself is, what's the worst thing that can happen if I fail? I'm a lawyer. If I fail, I can always feed and clothe myself, even if it means setting up a shingle. Being a lawyer makes you unafraid to fail and gives you the courage to take risk. When I look back on my 36 years of being a lawyer, it's amazing to me that a little girl born into poverty to a teenage mother with an absent father in the Brittany Hills section of Columbus could grow up and land at the highest levels of this profession. The same will be true for many of you. You are moving into opportunities that you can't quite see. You are preparing for a world that is changing faster and becoming smaller. A world that is global yet interconnected. Economies and continents are connected in ways we thought unbelievable just 1 year ago. As Dr. Martin Luther King said over 60 years ago, we are all bound by an inescapable mutuality. What happens to one impacts all. And never has that sentiment been more powerful than now. Information travels at a nanosecond, and the foundations we have come to take for granted feel shaky. The world is in a period of disruption, social change, and for some discomfort. What we thought we knew, in some respects, is being challenged. We are being asked to look at ourselves and our country through a more transparent and equitable lens. And yet, I firmly believe this is an exciting time for you to be stepping forward, to be taking your place in the world. I know you expect to hear that at a graduation ceremony, but I'm sincere. Never have we needed lawyers more than we do right now. From the first Constitutional Convention in 1789, it has been lawyers who have shaped this country. You know, when my physician friends try to act that they're such a big deal because they have a medical degree and they want to get all arrogant, I remind them that lawyers were creating the greatest democracy in the world while they were still putting leeches on people. So being a lawyer means supporting truth and defending the rule of law. We can battle over how we interpret the Constitution, whether it's constitutional text or you're an originalist or you believe that the Constitution is a living, breathing document and should be interpreted under the standards of today. It is us who support the outcomes of court decisions, whether we agree with them or not, because we respect the rule of law. The brilliance of our Constitution is that it still gives us guidance 232 years after its signing. Concepts we apply today to a world vastly different and incomprehensible to the men who drafted it. Men who were not perfect, but believed in government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is what makes America remarkable. Despite an imperfect past, we have moved forward with confidence in the rule of law, even when we acknowledge that we didn't always get it right the first time. So as you move forward to take your place in this honorable profession, you start with a legacy of thousands of lawyers who came before you to create a more perfect union. We understand that your journey will not be perfect and it will not be smooth. Trust me, there will be days when you say, why am I a lawyer? But we also know that you are resilient, you are relentless, and I sincerely hope you are fearless. As you join our profession, I want to leave you with 5 things to carry with you. My first advice is to find your voice. Being a lawyer is a vocation. Vocation comes from the Latin word for calling, which comes from the word for voice. Therein lies the truth of what your life's work should really be, something that calls to you, something that you have a passion for, something that gives voice to who you are and what you want to say to the world. Let your interests be your guide. Listen to your feelings about work. Find something that energizes you and brings out your best. Now, this next part, I know it's easy for me to say, but I believe it. Don't select a job just for the money. Do work that makes you want to get up in the morning, work that is purposeful to you, work that gives you voice. I started my career as an Ohio Assistant Attorney General. I made $17,500 a year. But I started that position because when I was in law school, there was an evidence professor. She was about 4'11", her name is Harriet, and she used to jump around the room and say, I want you to have a job that makes you jump out of bed in the morning, gets you excited about the day ahead, and makes you feel like you can make a difference. That's what I want for you. I want you to have that experience. Beyond your career, I want you to volunteer for issues and causes that stir you. Lend your expertise to organizations and individuals in need. You will get far more in return than you will give. Some of my most enjoyable experiences have been as a volunteer. I've gained lifelong friends through a shared commitment to community. My second piece of advice is to be intellectually curious. You've spent 3 years being intellectually curious, mostly, in learning about the law. But open yourself to new ideas. Surround yourself with people whose opinions you value. Include some, though, who have lived experiences different than yours and whose views are different than yours and who think that you are wrong most of the time. People who are different than you will help you grow and they will challenge you, and among them you will find lifelong friends. Read books and newspapers. Be a continual learner and thinker. Turn off Instagram and Facebook. Third, let your professionalism and integrity be among the first words people use to describe you. Your reputation is easy to lose, and it's hard to get back. How you start this career will have an impact on how you succeed. Integrity is the calling card of a good lawyer. As my grandmother used to tell me, you have one name, don't ruin it. My guiding principle throughout my professional career is, if I'm about to do something, would I be proud if it were on the front page of the newspaper? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Because the reality is we can't know and often can't control the circumstances around us. But if we have a strong sense of who we are and who we want to be, if we have honed our skills and kept an eye on our moral compass, the future will provide a path. The first question should always be, what's the right thing to do? Be guided by honesty and integrity. Fourth, pursue excellence. Right now, you've accomplished your goal. You're going to be a lawyer. This, however, is just the beginning. You must learn to be a lawyer, and to do that, you must pursue excellence. There is no shortcut to success. It's hard work, tenacity, sweat equity, and intellectual curiosity. You have been prepared, but now you need to take that preparation and put it to work. You don't have to do it alone. Lean on others. In fact, excellence requires the presence of others. Take the time to listen, to learn, to ask questions. Excellence gives you a sense of satisfaction when you walk into the room knowing you are the best prepared. And let me share a secret. Confidence may open doors that intellect cannot. But when confidence opens that door, you better have something to say. When you pursue excellence, you have confidence backed up by preparation. And as they say, it's amazing how lucky you get when preparation meets opportunity. So take the time to learn from others. You are at year 0, and there will be many people along your path that will teach you and role model for you how to be an excellent lawyer. Many people saw something in me before I could see it in myself. They nurtured me, they corrected me, they stretched me to become the lawyer they knew I was capable of. Excellence requires the presence of others. There are many people with you today, and some not, who have sacrificed for you to be here in this moment. They have nurtured you, worked jobs they didn't love. They have stayed awake nights, taken care of your children, Also, you could be here. The way you return that investment is to be excellent. And finally, my last piece of advice is this: enjoy the journey. On life's journey, don't forget to enjoy the ride. As I look back now on my career, now with 3 adult children in 3 different states, I think about the many times when I was so focused on the future that I failed to appreciate and enjoy the present. Life is full of moments. Make sure you enjoy them. Balance ambition with joy. The world is full of negativity, but don't let that seep into your soul. When the news is grim and the headlines reach into the lives of family and friends, it's easy to be discouraged. I urge you not to give in to that, to find joy in each day, take responsibility for finding your own happiness, and do good in the world. Make a difference in our nation. We need you. Commit to leave your patch of the earth better than you found it. I was struck during the inauguration by the words of the young poet Amanda Gorman. Quote, "We've learned that quiet isn't always peace, and norms and notions of what just isn't justice. And yet, the dawn is ours. Somehow we weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. You, my friends, will add to America's story. We look forward to your contribution and pray that you will carry us forward in peace and justice. Welcome to the profession. Congratulations."
Thank you, Ms. Mcgee Brown, for those timely and thoughtful remarks. Members of the class of 2021, we continue today an ancient tradition of assembling in formal convocation to recognize those who have reached significant milestones on the road to knowledge and accomplishment. And so we are gathered for this commencement together with graduates of our School of Law. With no small measure of effort and self-discipline, you have learned to apply critical thinking, new information, and new technologies and the wisdom of the law. And along the way, surely you have discovered that learning is a continuous process. Now you will go out into the world and be subjected to many professional, ethical, and moral challenges that will test your skill and your courage. And I trust that in the course of your rigorous education here, you have developed the tools and the commitment needed to meet these challenges successfully and to identify other opportunities to advance your profession and the American legal system. On behalf of the School of Law faculty, the staff and administration, your fellow students, the University of Akron family everywhere, I salute you, the class of the School of Law of 2021, together with your family and friends who have helped make this success possible. Congratulations again, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Now, graduates, family and friends, colleagues, we are about to participate in and witness a significant rite of passage. And rites of passage we celebrate together, gathering in community with those who love and support us and those who have brought us to this moment of change. Makes the transition even more meaningful. Coming together as a community calls us to our purpose, reminds us we do not reach our goals alone, and signifies that what we celebrate here today is greater than our individual accomplishments. We are proud to be a law school of access and opportunity, with a faculty and staff devoted to preparing each of you to realize your goals. The Juris Doctor graduating class of 2021 is composed of 113 full-time students and 22 part-time students for a total of 135 students. You came from 15 different states and Canada, with a wide range of experiences and backgrounds. In your years here, you have forged friendships and professional bonds and left your marks on our law school culture. Today, 131 of you celebrate the awarding of your Juris Doctor degree. 2 of you are receiving your LLM in intellectual property law, and 2 of you are receiving your Master of Studies in Law. 24 of you are earning certificates, 10 in intellectual property, 5 in litigation, 4 in constitutional law, and 5 in health law. All of you have contributed to making the University of Akron School of Law what it is, and you will continue to shape our community as alumni. After you leave here today, you will follow separate paths. Many of you will remain in Ohio to build your careers. Some of you will relocate to places like Illinois, New Mexico, Michigan, California, Washington, D.C., Oregon, Texas, Massachusetts, or New York, to name a few. And I'm very pleased to acknowledge that some of you will begin immediately to practice law, having completed your degrees in January, passed the rigorous Ohio bar examination in February, and been sworn in as new lawyers less than a week ago in a virtual ceremony. Will our newly admitted lawyers here today please rise so we can recognize and congratulate you? Thank you. Class of 2021, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the unusually challenging circumstances that all of you have faced during the past 14 months. Our world has been shaken and in some respects permanently changed by the COVID-19 pandemic. In our nation, we've been confronted with traumatic evidence that we still have much work to do to eradicate the persistent racism, inequality, and injustice that remain embedded in many of our systems, including our legal system. All too often, our communities and our fellow Americans have been victimized by senseless and avoidable violence. Each of you has worked very hard to complete your studies in the face of these obstacles. Your hard work has earned you a legal education and a credential that endows you with special power to help people and change the course of events. As lawyers, you will possess a unique capacity to shape the world around you. People will ask you to use that power to solve problems in their lives, in their businesses, in their communities. Always remember that your power comes with the responsibility to use it judiciously. It is a lawyer's duty to help bend the arc of the moral universe in the direction of justice. In your time here, you've proven your commitment to justice through your service. Every one of you has contributed significant pro bono and community service hours. As a class, you've contributed a total of 11,743 hours of pro bono and community service. I think that deserves a round of applause. $8,000 of those hours were contributed to persons of limited means. I'm confident that you will continue this impressive dedication to the highest ideals of our profession. Today, 2 students will receive the Parentinitis and Nolan Pro Bono Award for their inspirational example of volunteer public service. Annette Carreras Rodriguez and Shalik Rigsby Powell. Please stand, both of you, and be recognized by all of us. Congratulations and thank you for your service. Thank you. At this moment in your lives, all of you stand at a rare and special vantage point, able to focus both on what you've completed well and on what you were about to begin. As you prepare to take your next step, whatever it may be, please know that your law alma mater will always be here to help you find your way. Will the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree and Masters of Studies in Law please rise? Mr. President, these students have satisfactorily completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty of the School of Law for the Juris Doctor or Master of Studies in Law degrees, and have been recommended by the law faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees as worthy of those degrees. I now present them to you so that you may confer their degrees upon them.
Thank you, Dean Peters, and congratulations, everyone. Exercising the authority of the trustees of the University of Akron, legally vested by the people of the state of Ohio, and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the university, I now confer upon you, who have fulfilled the highest requirements of the university, the Joint Juris Doctor and Master of Law in Intellectual Property, the Juris Doctor degree, or Master's of Studies in Law with all privileges, rights, duties, and responsibilities of that degree. As evidence of this achievement, you will now be vested with the hood of the LLM or the Juris Doctor and receive an appropriately inscribed diploma. Please come forward at the direction of the Associate Marshals. In appreciation and respect for all of our graduates, we ask that you hold your applause and any acknowledgement of your individual students so that our graduates and their guests are able to hear all the names as they are read.
Lily M. Gerstenslager. Brittany L. Aldrich. Terry E. Armstrong. Chun Yi Ao. Joshua T. Ayat. Robert A. Barrett, Jr. David S. Belfiglio. Bridget Renee Brenner Pacey. Miranda G. Brown. Andrew R. Burton. David J. Cairns. Catherine Quinn Calla. Madeline Ann Carter. Ryan N. Cash. Christina Cerny. Megan E. Chazosky. Sarah Clay. Kendra L. Colby. Rebecca M. Cooper. Charles R. Crouch. Savannah M. Daniels. Gina L. DiCarlo. Samuel L. Del Colli. Antonio Dempsey. Simrath Lisa Kahai Dempsey. Julia L. Denmead. Taylor Denon. Devin Lee Edwards. Ryan P. Fales. Nicholas Duff Fleming. Melissa Ellen Frangos. Emily S. Gano. John A. Golly. Athena A. Giovasis. Grace Goodluck. Lucas J. Kirkland. Nicole D. Hampshire. Aaron Harting. Scott H. Hevelon. Courtney M. Herring. Joseph R. Hoja. Jacob Daniel Hamalia. Bradley T. Irwin. Kelsey C. Coachman. Diana E. Koenig. Daniel C. Kosich. Zachary R. Call. Brittany Lee Kulwicki. Evan R. Lee. Troy E. Nance. Jake A. Liebes. Anna K. Lay. Treasure Lucart. Mackenzie A. McDonald. Morgan G. Massengale. Jeff A. McKendry II. Michael Mendocino. Jonathan C. Minnick. Emily Irose Rich. Matthew R. Moderman. Jamie L. Morris. Ryan Mudra. Austin M. Nagy. Marissa Nelson. Joseph R. Olin. Caleb P. Orn. Anika T. Oni. Colton D. Orr. Sarah M. Sears. Nicholas D. Owens. Brianna M. Prislipsky. Tyler S. Renners. Austin Richards. Mary Ann Osei Bolton. Shalik D. Rigsby Powell. Annette D. Rodriguez Carreras. Rukshanan Sasitharan. Dominic James Sawaya. Sherry J. Weber. Henna R. Schaefer. Evan M. Shantz. Audra J. Shenicki. Melissa D. Seabolt. Caitlin M. Shoemaker. Evangelos S. Cisa Lewis. Jared T. Struble. Emily M. Teleshak. Amanda M. Town. Lauren Zidonis. Brianna E. Vamosi. David A. Vernon. Tuan A. Vo. Christopher J. Vogt. Brandon M. Wharton. Gregory Wheeler. Christopher J. Wilkins. Emily A. Winborn. Michael J. Yacom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present to you the University of Akron School of Law class of 2021. Let's give them a great round of applause.
For goodness sake, sit down. You may look back on your law school careers and say, well, I made it through 3 or 4 years of law school, but the hardest part was standing for an hour on that field while everyone's name was read. The Donald M. and Mary E. Jenkins Award for highest scholastic achievement is presented to the graduate with the highest grade point average for work on this campus, culminating in the Juris Doctor degree. The award honors former Dean and Professor Emeritus, the late Donald M. Jenkins, a graduate of the class of 1964, for his dedicated leadership toward academic excellence, and his wife, Mary E. Jenkins. This year's recipient of the Donald M. and Mary E. Jenkins Award is Emily Winborn. Ms. Winborn, please stand and be recognized. Emily? Congratulations, Emily. What a terrific achievement. I now call forward the outgoing editor-in-chief of the Akron Law Review, Sarah Sears, to present the Outstanding Professor of the Year Award, and Lauren Zadonis, president of the Student Bar Association, to present the 2021 class gift. Sarah and Lauren.
Each year, the graduating class presents the Outstanding Professor of the Year Award to recognize the faculty member whose instruction and presence hold special meaning for the graduating class. This year's finalists are Associate Dean and Professor Willa Gibson, Associate Professor Patrick Gahn, and Assistant Professor Michael Gentithis. Each of these professors is remarkable, teaching with passion and enthusiasm that inspires students to develop a great appreciation of the law. Unfortunately, we are limited to one award. For all she has done for the University of Akron, the School of Law, and specifically for all she has done for the graduating class as a mentor both within the classroom and beyond. It is my honor to announce that the class of 2021 presents this year's Outstanding Professor of the Year Award to Associate Dean Willa Gibson.
Dean Gibson couldn't be here today, so we're accepting the award on her behalf.
Each year, the graduating class contributes a gift to begin their legacy as Akron Law alumni and to memorialize their class to those who will grace the classrooms and corridors of the School of Law long after we leave. The money raised from this year's class gift campaign will be contributed to the Emergency Scholarship Fund. If you have not already contributed to the class gift, you may do so by returning the class gift donation form that is included as a part of an informational packet for graduates, which you'll receive by email. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Lauren. It's now my pleasure to introduce the president of the School of Law Alumni Association, Mr. Alex Quay. Alex is a partner in the litigation practice group of Brouse McDowell. He represents clients in business and commercial litigation, real estate transactions, construction, zoning, and disputes over ownership of oil, gas, and mineral rights. During law school, Alex was a member of Akron Law's business clinic and trial team and worked as a law clerk in the city of Akron's legal department. In his third year, he was elected president of the Student Bar Association. He served on the Akron Law Academic Committee, and he received the Alumni Association's Outstanding Student Leader of the Year Award. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Alex Quay.
I guess they saved me for last. Thank you, Dean Peters, for the introduction. And many congratulations to all the graduates here today, including their supporters and believers, family members, dogs, cats, everyone else. Think about how far you've come from the first day of orientation here to your graduation ceremony today. Now that you're officially all alumni, you now share a common bond with more than 8,000 other graduates of Akron Law. I welcome you on behalf of the Akron Law Alumni Association Board and the rest of your fellow alumni. The vibrancy of the Alumni Association depends on you, and your fresh perspective is welcome. While you may be leaving behind your torts classes, late-night cram sessions, final exams, you are not leaving Akron Law behind. We will always be here for you to support you in your endeavors. A vast network of Akron Law alumni is available to support you in your personal and professional lives. It is my charge as the current president of the Akron Law Alumni Association Board to make sure that you tap that resource and that the alumni network is in a position to provide you, your fellow alumni, and our alma mater with all that we need for continued success. We cannot wait to see the great things that you will do. Revel in the excitement and significance of today, a day when your classmates, friends, and families celebrate your accomplishments and achievements. Savor this day and this moment. Never doubt, even for a moment, your ability to succeed. I remember about 12 years ago, sitting in your seat. I had no idea what the future would hold for me, but I suspected that many of my work relationships, whether they be with coworkers, opposing counsel, judges, referral sources, confidants, and even clients, would be fellow Akron Law alumni. That has turned out to be true. In fact, my path has led me back to the law school and to service on its alumni board. The same thing is true for all of you right now. You don't have to know where your paths will lead you. But for most of you, Akron Law and your fellow alumni will continue to play a significant role in your professional lives. And so I charge each of you, regardless of where your paths will take you, to stay active in Akron Law activities as alumni, and to stay true to what this institution and your time here has taught you. Stay generous with your time, energy, and treasure. If you do that, I promise you, you will receive back tenfold. My warmest wishes go forward with all of you. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Alex. Mr. President, will you lead us in the closing of the ceremony?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to now invite you to join Professor Carolyn Dessing in singing our alma mater. You can find the words printed in your program, and we'd ask you to please rise as we sing the alma mater. Please join me in thanking Carolyn Dessing for the great music today. One more time, please. I'd also like to thank Lori Palmer and Bethany Svoboda for their important efforts as interpreters today. And as we conclude our commencement ceremony, on behalf of the trustees, faculty, and the University of Akron family everywhere, I wish you happiness, much success, and many glad returns to your alma mater. As we conclude our commencement exercises, we are all standing. We'd like to ask the guests and graduates to please remain standing until our recessional has concluded. Thank you for attending the 96th commencement exercises of the University of Akron.